Oh, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and you are all welcome to the last class of the cohort. And party leaders, party kindly do the honor to call your members and colleagues to join the class as the last class of the cohort would respect the maximum attendance. And you have the next 5 minutes to do that while we reconvene in another 5 minutes. Thank you and see you guys shortly. Yeah, good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you all to your final class of the cohort 18 of the Electoral College, and would like to welcome our first facilitator for today, the one and only Mr. Kunle Lawal, Executive Director of the Electoral College Nigeria, Electoral College Africa, Electoral College rest of the world. You welcome, sir, Amiable Edie.
Afternoon, SSE. You know, we
My
should give you
lord,
an award
I'm
for,
loyal to your,
your
I'm
intros.
loyal to your
Your
government, sir.
intros, your
I'm
intros,
loyal to your government.
your intros are, how do I put it? Your intros confuse the person. You start to wonder whether it's actually the person that you're introducing or something else. So I'd like to welcome you all to the class. I'd like to tell you guys well done. Your last class took you some time coming in. I'd also like to tell you that it's been a great time with you guys. Be proud of the time you spent with us. Our house class, and some of you tomorrow will complain why you don't deserve certificate or that you deserve certificate. It always happens. And at that point, all this will come to bear, all the please come to class, or the please pay attention, or please be in the class, or please this would come into bear. Um, Today is a candidate, a 360 perspective. Um, it's going to be a broad expand exactly take you to. It's great to have you all in class again. I look forward to a great. It's going to be short. So I'm going to ask one critical question, and Stamps, you're here, right? SSC, you're here. So what will happen is you'll be allowed to raise your hands and ask the question. So, first and foremost, what is your own expression of what a candidate is? I would like to hear your own version of what a candidate is. So anybody who has any input can just raise up their hands, and then we will then take that briefly. But it shouldn't be more than 30 seconds. SSA, please notice the people that have raised up their hands out. Okay, we have one person, Oluwatosin, David. Um,
Oh,
Oluwatosin, David, we've asked you to unmute.
yeah.
Good evening,
Hello.
Edie.
Good
Good
evening,
evening.
Oluwatosin.
So for me, a candidate for me is the representative of a party who is coming in to use to first to come in with the ideology of his party to participate in to run for an election and with the hope of participating in governance.
Thank you very much. Can we just take two? The hands are up. Let's take Mobolaji. Mobolaji, I've asked you to unmute. Mobolaji Okalao.
Good evening.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening, Mobolaji. Yes,
Good evening,
Mobolaji,
sir.
I can hear you.
So my understanding
Good
of a
evening.
candidate is simply an applicant or someone who is qualified or suitable to do something or to participate in a particular action.
Okay. Thank you, Mobolaji. I'll be picking people randomly. So I'll pick Mobolaji. I think I've never heard Gang's voice, so
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Yes,
Good
sir.
evening, sir.
Yes. To me, candidate is someone who is vying for an election, who has won the primaries of the election. Maybe
Gang, I'm
through.
asking you to unmute. Since
Okay.
Gang is not available. Good evening,
For
election, right?
For mute.
You
Gian,
said? I didn't hear you.
yes, Gian is
Sir,
speaking.
So I'm speaking.
Okay, go ahead.
I said the candidate is someone who is vying for an election, who has won the primaries of a particular party, which he wants to contest. And it could be not just for only primaries or through consensus. Sir. Hello?
Gang, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Gang. Gang, can't you hear me? Thank you very much. Okay. Uh, Lisa is there. She should help me lower all hands. Thank you, everyone. Proceeding to the class now. So, a brief introduction. A candidate is someone aspiring for an elected position who has won the ticket of a political party or has an automatic mandate. I'll take it again. A candidate is someone aspiring for an elected position who has won the ticket of a political party or who has an automatic mandate to run in an election. Gang, congrats. That was a very apt answer. So another key thing is that the candidate is on the ballot, and that means your name is going to appear on the ballot. Candidates already won a primary, has been given a flag, the whole shenanigans. You guys, you've done it, so it's not something I'm supposed to be explaining. Now, thirdly, which is more interesting, the candidate is a target. Now, it's critical to understand. I'm sure you wonder, how is the candidate a target? What is it? But as a candidate, your target of all of happening against, you have just put it, you have an X on your back, which means that you represent your party. You can't make a mistake. You can't. I'll give you examples. So let's practicalize this so that it doesn't sound too far-fetched. So when I was aspiring for office, I can use myself as a simple example. When I was running for office, it's kind of simple to, just go out. And then I used to sit down with my friends, having drinks. I could stand up, go pee or something, go pick up a call, go somewhere, talk, come back. The moment my aspirations started becoming serious, until today, I still do it. I can't turn back on a drink. I can't leave a drink on table and turn my back against it. I won't drink it again. Not because I think anybody's going to poison me, but excuse me, it comes with a particular level of stuff. You have to, like I said, you have to find out who your grandfather owed. You have to find out uh, um, say something he's not supposed to say. Um, you'd have to find out whether by revealing your last WhatsApp conversation with her, or if you exchange pictures, XXX. But that's the whole situation of what being a candidate is. You're a target. You're also liable to attacks multiple times. You might be announcing you're going for a town hall in, let's say, Ikoyi. You have to ensure the security there. You have to ensure your planning there is straight and organized. Because if another candidate is doing a town hall in Ikoyi, supporters will clash. At the point supporters clash, you're in trouble. There was a situation when I was running in 2018, happened 2018 when they just opened campaigns, and three candidates were in Buhari at the same time. The APC candidate, PDP candidate, myself, sorry, four, and the SDP candidate. That was an error. And it happened that where we picked to do our town halls were not too distant from each other. It was actually equidistant to the south to be something very not interesting. In campaigns, I used to wear university, a kind of varsity jacket, with my party logo here and then or something. So I could just easily shimmy across the crowd. And that's how being a candidate is. I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm target. Now, steps to becoming a candidate, which all my friends are going for House of Rep, or because your friend is going for president, or because your cousin is going for local government chairman, you're going for local government chairman. What are you suited to? I noticed people that were more suited to executive positions. I also noticed people that were suited to legislative positions in your debates. That even though during the debates I can't tell you that, but there are people that are more suited to legislative office from the way they for legislative. So, meanwhile, wait. SSA is Lisa, yeah? Oh,
She's here.
am I the only person? Is it that I thought people could not hear me? All of you are
No,
quiet.
we are listening attentively.
No, I say it's Lisa here. I was
She
Lisa.
is,
I'm trying
yes,
to
she
start.
is. She is. Charlie is here. Yes.
She
Okay.
just, Lisa just switched on her Zoom and is just staying there.
Yeah, she
You
has
don't
been
think she's here?
reactive. The last
Or
time
she would,
you told her to lower the hands. Yeah, we both did it together.
Mhm. Oh, okay. She's excused from this guy electoral college. Now, first and foremost, consider Arsenal's game time. People always put in my classes when it's Arsenal game time. It's like now I'm having to teach this class and side eye the TV from here. So I have beef with all of you, and that's Lisa. And Charlie Atu is here, right?
Yes. Charlie is.
Yes, it is.
Charlie, you people will be
Yes,
fixing class in time of
it is.
Arsenal match. All of you chop query today. I don't understand now. Why is the Arsenal match me I'm going to be teaching you? I have to be watching with side eye.
ED for the love of country.
So if anybody sees me mistakenly
Arsenal
jump,
has nothing to do with our GDP, ED. For the love of country.
bros, leave that matter. Leave that matter. If you don't eat white soup outside, how will you know that egusi is sweet? Leave me alone. Just leave me with my Arsenal. Anyway, that's just a joke of this thing. So politics is also a war. To have a strategy to win. Most of you had strategies within the college. Some of you felt your strategy was to break campaign time. That's a strategy if you were not caught, but some of you were caught. Now, so forth we come first. You have to plan what exactly you're intending to do, what your target is politically, where you are hoping to go to politically, how you're planning to see things politically. You have to play to your strengths. You might not have enough money to spend. How will you spend your money? So I'll give you an example. There are different ways of, so let me know. Say it like it's fiery. Like if roads, yeah, they're not known, so they have to make inroads a lot. But Nigerians forget because the older politicians will just wait. They'll be making some few moves, but it's as if they are not. And then you'll be thinking you're gaining the trust of people. Meanwhile, Nigerians like fish have 2-second memories. That's the reason I said that. I'll get back to that. You're making inroads 6 months, you're sending people to school, you're doing this, you're doing that. The night before elections, the old politicians will just make it rain. You see all the things you've done for 6 months. Back to Nigeria as a 2-second memory. You'll forget. That initial 2 bottles of Star that night and 2K at the polling unit, enough to make them forget that you sunk a borehole. It's enough to make them forget. So ticket acquisition. You need to acquire the ticket of your party. Yeah, for me, you guys know this thing, so there's no need to explain, but you need to acquire a ticket. Most people, I'll give you an example. I don't mean if the preceding 2023 election was being, hey, they were hailing presidential candidate, was already campaigning outwardly. He forgot his internal party. Another guy joined the party, declared to run for president, and beat him in the presidential primaries because he was available. Campaign. This one was doing internal campaign. When he reached primaries, out This is a very popular presidential candidate. Anyway, he's moved on. He's a great guy. But that was what happened. Next, question your strategy always. One of the key things politicians do not do is adopt their strategy. They question their strategy. They always feel we've done this way, or this was how we won last time. This is how we're going to win. Doesn't necessarily mean that way. Every year, every changing campaign year, they're changing, revolving parameters, which is totally or exceptionally different. And sometimes what could make you lose a campaign could be a kidnap of Chibok girls in your place the week before elections. It can alter every good you've been doing. People say don't want you again, get out. So you need to question your strategy always and always suit it to changing opportunities. You also need to understand party internal democracy. I cannot emphasize this enough. And a critical example I'm going to give. You see, when they were giving out free forms in preceding 2023, I remember Lisa and Co. Remember, I came out, I think I was on the TV interview, and I questioned how free forms were going to help women. And everybody attacked me, Kunilawa, not such a nice guy, that. You are not for women. But I understood something most did not understand. Most people in the development space are not politicians. They are idealists, kind of. So here's the conversation. Guess what happens? Reforms are given. They don't understand party internal democracy. And most of them win their primaries in governance. But a lot of people just pick some free, pick form, pick form. Pick form is not the problem now. Do you see the form that I'll tell you one of the things that shocked me, and this is funny. I remember when I paid for my form in 2019. How much was my form then? 3 million, I think, for Senate. When I paid for my form, I had always wondered how a political party form was. Though I was in COA and I had overseen primaries, but I've never directly dealt with the forms directly. When they give you that a lot of money, let's remember that at the time, dollar was not up to it was not to 200 now. 2019 was not 200. So it's something you can write. People can even create the form self. You'll be very angry. When I said I say, is this worth 3 million? I was so angry. As in, I was really, really angry. And so you need to understand, generally how parties work and everything. Next, be ready to take a loss. When you go into politics, most people plan to win. Nobody plans to lose. I remember the first interview that I was, me, I'm arrogant and I'm troublesome. I didn't say you should say I'm arrogant. I'm the one that said I'm arrogant. And I was interviewed by the BBC, and they're talking about things I had done during my campaign, and they said, "So, how do you feel after losing an election?" I said, "I didn't lose an election. Abuja lost the senator." I was very firm about that, and that was because I already knew what I wanted to do, and this was what I wanted to do, which is the class you guys are in right now, which is what I wanted to do. And most people with me from 2019, they didn't know what they were doing. They're lost in translation. You understand? But I have kept studying to what I'm doing and continue doing what I'm doing. So always be ready to take a loss and plan for the future. And I think what I've done, I've affected more change. I've inspired down in the position I was fighting for. Variables game. Now, this is something that's hard to drive into a lot of people's heads. I've been in conversations where this is how this is going to be done. This is how this is going to be done. And they say, no, because it has never been done before, it can't be done. Because it's one day this started, it's one day somebody saw that oil came out. It's one day, man. Why can't you be the one to do that? There multiple variables that go on in politics. Non-indigens, indigens, religion. There are a lot of variables. Church, like if you're in church, the church, Plateau people, they have cooking, they have Equa, they have Anglican, and they have Catholic. That's how they used to. Hope Plateau people won't take offense now. They have been them small. But you have to take into consideration the multiple variables which are available to you as a candidate. And that's what makes the difference generally. So you also need to understand their parameters for being a candidate. You need to provide a robust understanding of governance systems. Critical to understand that governance has no gender. So when you're saying chairman must be chairman, no, per person to understand. Good governance has no gender. Wow, NEPA has decided to do their thing. So I'll shut down my video temporarily because I can't stand really, and then I'll just use my voice. So hope you guys can hear me. Let's just say you can still hear me, right?
Yes, ED, we can hear you clearly.
Okay. Okay, so governance has no gender. Then you also need to unveil the iron curtain behind the campaign to appeal to the electorate, meaning you need to reveal everything that they cannot see and reveal it to the electorate. You also need to get them to understand what you're thinking, where your vision. You also need to get it backyard of finance. This is critical because without the backyard of finance, you will not achieve anything politically. You also need to be able to reignite an interest in political participation because sometimes the people that vote might be already decided. You will need to cultivate, like I'll give an example, like the way Peter Obi cultivated his 6 million votes in 2023. And the truth is you can cultivate, let's be honest. It's just like you need to be able to blow a spark in them, but you can cultivate. Nigeria, people that participate in the election, Nigeria has about 93 million registered voters, 28 million participated in elections. That means there's roughly more than 50 million to cultivate. The problem is how you're going to cultivate them. But if you can, it means you have more access to voters than any other person. But you have to know how to win them. Next, as a candidate, you need to insulate your family. I cannot overemphasize this. I cannot overemphasize this. Trust me, this is more important. Now you talk, say you want to run for something. It's not your family. You have nothing to do with it. You need to insulate them from the issues that, could occur with you running for office. You need to also plan the eventuality of a loss. And then I always tell people, it's not about winning. Give them a race to remember. Like in my case, everybody remembers Kunle proposing bills while running for office. This is 2023. I'm still ripping off that conversation. Multiple. So give them a race to remember. Let them know you came. You saw. You might not have conquered though, but you came and you saw. So there's the methodology of being a candidate. And I know most of you didn't borrow this while running for office in the college, but this is time for you to understand. You need to create a branch. I don't know what to say. I'm not arrogant, but I'm a show off. I remember that was when I started running, was when I started wearing kale on my kaftan. All my kaftans were kale, but it's been modified now. The K faces another side. All my kaftans have it. It's crested. So I had a brand. People knew that kale on my chest. I remember then Game of Thrones was on fire, and the symbol of my party, Alliance for New Nigeria, was a lion. And the Lannister pin, one of my friends got it for me from abroad, and I always wore Lannister pin, which was a lion on the other side, and there was kale on the other side, which was, kind of maybe if I can find it, but I'll probably share you guys the campaign post so that you guys will see. It was KL on one, so everybody like, why does there a line? And people started to understand and relate and mm,
Hello, sir. ED.
try to interpret the brand and it's popular faster. And next, you need to know your target for me. Yeah, I can hear you guys. So
Please, we need to confirm from the class members if they are hearing you fluently, because few of us, we confirm from the back end that your network is faintly breaking in intervals. So I don't know if you have to help us refresh.
can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me now? Thing you heard.
Yes.
What was the last thing you heard? Hello?
You're supposed to
Oh.
share campaign posters.
You said?
You're talking about
Okay,
your
campaign
campaign.
post.
Yes, please.
Okay, so um the KL on one side and the lion on the other, which was a symbol of my party, was what kind of paid. And next you have to know your target electorate. Now, what exactly are you going for? What with non-indigenous? Okay, non-indigenous, what's the target? What are my strengths? I speak Hausa, beautiful. My name is Kunle, Yoruba community. I have influence with the South South. You understand? And heritage with the South South. I could play on those parameters. So that's already drawing my target electorate. Then you know how I was going to campaign eventually. Next, you need to study history, but navigate the present. So you need to know at this polling unit what happened. But do not say this polling unit, I've lost it. No, you can wait. Okay, what were the outcomes? Why did this really happen? Why did it go out this way? What exactly went on this way? And then sit down and then explain yourself to it, and you might be able to navigate. That's studying history, but navigating the present. You need to differentiate yourself from others, your party structure to the fullest. Next, you need to be strong. That one, we've explained it earlier. When you're on TV, words that when you usually know it's you, you don't have to sound like wiki all the time. No offense, but you need to be decisive. After the third attempt of my life or during the campaign, agents of my party, I was one that signed and gave them their cards. I was working in the campaign office. I fired everybody because I was wondering how people knew where I was. And that was me being decisive. The last 2.5 weeks of my campaign was just myself and one of my essays, Valerie, and we walked till the end of the campaign together. You also need to prepare for campaign moves. As you have moves in PDP, so do PDP have moves with you. As you have moves in APC, so they have moves with you. And that's the reality of politics generally. Now, I would like to say this in conclusion, because this is a short class. Half of the Nigerian people never pay attention to the news. Half never participated in an election. Let's hope they are the same half. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been a pleasure delivering this class.
Thank you, ED. Thank you as always for everything you say. There is always an insight from each word, each sentences, each phrase. They're always insightful. Thank you. And for bringing the brain behind this whole initiative. We cannot thank you enough, and we can never underestimate or overemphasize the impact. And you were talking about your experience as a candidate, which by design was what brought about this electoral college. We are grateful to God for making you lose, and we are grateful to God for the impact you've been able to pass down to
Wait,
or
I didn't
making
lose.
you
Oh.
lose the election, but you won in real life.
I didn't lose. Oh. I told you Abuja lost the senators. I didn't lose an election. And Abuja lost the senator. I'm very clear about that.
Yes, sir. Abuja lost the
So
senator.
Abuja was, uh, yeah, Abuja was too blind to vote for somebody that proposed 49 bills, which is higher than any African in history. But let's not discuss that. Let me not brag.
They, they don't know the might
So they're too blind. So it's their loss.
of Kuli Lawal. They don't know you are the Lannister and the Starks together.
Wait, I just now because Lannister and a lion, and my party logo was lion. Nothing join me with Lannister. So
Yeah,
we're open to
questions.
we're open to
Questions
questions now.
signify with raise of hand, so we can pick. I think we have more time. ED, I hope you are not still going to the Arsenal game, so we can stillness.
No. I didn't rush. I didn't rush the class. This naturally is one of the shortest classes, but the reason is the way it is
Yes, sir.
because we need. It's a conversational class, and you need to I'm open to questions, varying question on candidature. I'm surprised not many hands are up. I'm really shocked because I thought everybody would have their last chance to give me all the questions they want to ask me in this life. But
Yeah,
since nobody has
it's
been on
usually
it,
like that. Hopefully, the first question will
mm,
open up the conversation. And Abdulhamid
okay.
Adele, kindly unmute and
Good evening, sir.
good evening.
Good evening. I've not been knighted by the King of England yet, so I'm not a sir. But good evening,
Yes,
sir.
sir. I that. So my question is this: even though it's like it stems up from a personal experience of mine. So I recently contested for the president of an association in my department, the departmental association. So I'm from political science in here at Jigawa State, the Federal University Dutse here. So along the way,
Mm.
during the campaigning period, I dropped out of the election, even though the decision was made basically because I wanted to pursue another ambition, which is like I wanted to head a particular think tank in the department. But like I'm kind of afraid, or I'm kind of thinking maybe another reason for me dropping out was because I'm afraid of losing the election. So, and after I dropped out, I got a lot of messages from people, trying to tell me that I shouldn't have dropped out. They are very kind of disappointed in me because I dropped out. So even though I knew that like my decision was taken basically because I wanted to pursue that, being the head of that, like head of the think tank in that department. But I'm also kind of afraid that maybe, like, to be sincere with myself, that like I dropped out because I was afraid maybe I would lose the election or something. So what do you have to say regarding fear of losing an election and making one to drop out of the campaign even before the election period?
Abdulhamid. It's Abdulhamid that is talking, right?
Yes,
Who's speaking?
yes, it's Abdulhamid,
Abdulhamid.
sir. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Giwa Baya Soro Itachi. So you get what I said, ba?
No,
That
sir,
chance. Hello?
I didn't hear you well, sir.
I say Giwa Baya so I say Giwa Baya Soro Itachi.
Okay.
But that means elephants are not afraid of trees. If you're afraid of a position, then you don't deserve it. I'm going to be very honest with you. And the people that believe in you, I'll be honest with you. I was offered, and I'll give you an example. While running, I was offered, I remember 35 million, which they felt I had spent on my campaign. and they opened the boot of a car and offered it to me to stop running. I didn't. When I finished running, I was offered SA to the person that bills to your office that we can go over and walk over. But I will not be an SA. Because, and I'll tell you why. If I run so that I can be an editor, people that voted for me, I have disgraced their votes, I've disgraced their trust, I've broken my own integrity as a person. I was ready to help the senator with bills and etc. But I was not going to be afraid enough to. You cannot lose. Let me tell you the truth. Nobody ever loses anything.
Okay, sir.
So I don't think you should have backed out. Never, never back out. Do you understand? Never. Because next time you contest for something, and I'm telling you, I'm praying it doesn't affect you, but next time you contest for something, even you realize, this is not that one that lokacin da yake neman zabe ya gudu. That one that was looking for votes, where he ran away, what I said. So it's critical to always stand, my brother. It is critical. Part of being a leader is drowning without any remorse. Do you understand? Because there are people that are supporting you.
Yes, sir, I really appreciate the advice, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Ayab, I'm trying to unmute you. I'm trying to ask you to unmute. Ayab Moses Emmanuel.
Okay, good evening, Edie. Good evening, Edie. Hello, good evening. Am I heard?
Good evening. Yes, you're
Ayab,
audible, but I think
yes.
Ed is out.
It is
Charlie, I
out.
have the host function, so I don't know. Maybe you check if he's back, you give him co-host. Okay, I think he's back. Please give him co-host, Charlie.
Hello, sorry for the breaking transmission. I don't know what's going on with the internet generally.
Okay. Good evening, Edie, and good evening, everyone
Good
here.
evening.
Good evening.
Okay, my question is, respectfully speaking, sir, you contested and you never went back. What could have been the reason, and what could be your plan going forward? Because I believe you can win.
I didn't get you. You said what?
You ever since you supposedly lost the election, you haven't gone back to recontest. So what could have been the reason?
I'll repeat again, I didn't lose an election. So I'd explain. I've been able to interface bills on a massive scale. I was part of those that worked on the Electoral Act. A few recommendations I made are the reason you have local government autonomy. I've been able to affect the country by far doing what I'm doing presently than most sitting senators. I realize that it's not a position that qualifies you, it's the input you put into national life. And I've done quite a lot, and I spend a lot of time, and I spent so much time replicating myself in the students here that, see, Ikunle Lawal would have been great in the Senate. Imagine if I can train I can train 50 people who eventually entered the Senate. Nigeria will be better for it. One good Kunle Lawal in the Senate will not be able to effect any change. And that's the honest truth. So that's why I'm not. In 2022, I was offered Labour Party's ticket for Abuja. I couldn't go through that madness again, and I rejected it. And I called my cousin who was working for Ereti Kingibe, which is how Ereti Kingibe got ticket. But So I could have been senator of Abuja. I've always known that. I can be now. It's even more open now than it ever was. But I've grown. I've grown beyond a lot of that. And I now understand. I was a little younger. I now understand what it takes. It's not about one good person being in the Senate. It's about a whole qualitative set of people in the National Assembly. And for me, if that is what I'm fighting for, it's a more united agenda than my selfish position to attach the name distinguished senator in front of my name. Doesn't matter.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, sir, for that response. Thank you. That's enough. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Adeni Oluwaseun, kindly unmute.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for the class. I really appreciate. Yes, sir. Sir, please, I want to ask something. Please, if let's say, for instance, now, you contest an election now, maybe you contest for House of Rep in an election cycle now. Let's say maybe you now lost the election. You are now planning to maybe switch into another party to contest. Sir, is it possible? Let's say maybe you lost in one. Then also, I'm also contemplating on contesting House of Representative under the ADC party because we were part of the people that started the party when the coalition starts around in January, trying to sign some MOU and the rest. But the way the thing later went, we now realize that a lot of big guys came into the party. And I'm now thinking of switching to maybe House of Assembly because this will actually be my first time contesting. So I don't know, maybe should I still go for the House of Rep or I should go for House of Assembly? Though I'm still trying to do some consultation to know which one. Thank you, sir.
What do you want to run? What do you want to run for?
I wanted running for House of Representatives.
That's not the question I asked you. Wanted is past tense. What do you want to run for? Do
Okay,
you
House
just
of
want
Rep.
the position or you want to effectively participate in that position?
I want to effectively participate in the position, but
Then
I'm
why are you
also
going for House of? Let me tell you something. To
okay,
kill
sir.
ram and to kill chicken, are you not going to bring out knife?
Yes, sir.
It's the same thing. I'll
Thank
be
you, sir.
honest with you, it's the same thing. Okay, I see.
Thank you, sir.
Okay then.
Oluwafunsho Olamilekan, kindly unmute.
Good
Yes,
evening, Nidi.
good evening.
So, okay.
Good evening.
So I actually want to ask a question. Then I also want to say a few things. One of which is I am currently a student. I'm still a student at the Federal University of Agriculture, Federal University of Agriculture in Abeokuta here. And actually, have I love legislating. No, I've not actively legislated directly in any house before, but um, I have co-written bills with a few senators in the school where I came from, and I've not done currently where I have written one currently where I am, but it was not passed on the floor of the house, and I actually love it, and I've always had the passion to run for the House of Assembly here in Ogun State, but upon my little research that I did, I found out that by the time election cycle will be coming up, I would be clocking 25 that year, but I would not be 25 upon the time of the election. So, but the goal is to legislate. The goal is to move bills to and create resolutions
Well,
that will benefit.
Oluwafunsho, right? Oluwafunsho,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
What's
sir.
the rush? You are just 25. What's the rush? How much of the Constitution do you know? Do you know it well enough? How much have you gathered in finances? These are critical questions you need to answer for yourself. If you ask me, I'll say you're not there yet. I love what you're doing. if I was doing what you are doing at your age, I would be a lot bigger than myself now. But you need to garner strength financially, mentally, and purposefully. What part of Ogun State are you from?
I'm actually from Osun State. I just
Oh,
school in
okay.
Ogun State.
Okay. So the thing is, you need to prepare yourself. You need to really prepare yourself. You want to legislate and make yourself different, you have to give yourself, there's a little noise, I don't know where that's coming from. You need to give yourself a real target and understand when you are going to be ready. Do you understand? It's a little early. I'm not a fan of agitating. I'm not a fan of agitating on whether you at 25 you should make this kind of move or make another kind of move or do this kind of things. I want you to be ready mentally and financially. It takes there's something people do not understand. After running for office in 2019, you people just see Kunle ran for office. What you don't see is the mayhem that happened after. Loss of finances. I had to run away from everything. I was in Calabar. I was in Cross River for 6 months. I was in Calabar, Cross River for 6 months. I took an entire break from everything. I was mentally tired. I was strained. You don't even want to know. So it takes a lot. And it's great. We'll do it when you are single, though, because if you take a ratio of young people that ran in 2019, and this is a ratio nobody talks about. If you take a ratio of those young people that ran in 2019, and you ask how many are still in their emotional relationships or marriage relationships, I'll be honest with you, more than 60% lost their young marriages. And that's something that happens to young people. And, it's not talked about much. And I'm telling you from what goes on, that is also an eventuality. So you need to be prepared for all these things. I'm not saying I don't have a problem with young people running, but what you want to go into legislature, except you want to go for councillor, I'll tell you, okay, fine, go. But if you want to go for State House of Assembly at 25, I wouldn't advise.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much,
Thank you
sir.
very
Though,
much.
Oppo, I thought councillorship, but I would take your words to heart and would do a lot to improve on myself. Thank you
Just
very much, sir.
yes, improve on yourself. Improve on yourself. Thank you so much.
Aaron Paul, you have the mic, please.
Okay, good evening, ED.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. My own is a question, please. It's about my past experience.
Mm-hmm.
In school, I was a senator, and then in the Senate, I was chairman of investigation committee. So during investigations, I and my team found a lot of things that were just too contrary to our constitutions, to our constitution that is majorly involving embezzlement of funds. So during that time, noticing that there were a lot of problems, I was contacted by people I respected a lot, people I respect up to now, and then some lecturers within the faculty and then within the school, not to publish my findings, that is the findings of my committee. So at the end of the day, I was not able to publish the report. And even in my final notes, I wasn't able to say in detail my findings on that report. So, but people who believed in me, that is right from the moment I started contesting in 400 level till 500 level, a lot of them felt disappointed because they voted for me to go there and then be able to unleash those things that have been hidden. But at the end of the day, I wasn't able to release those things because of a lot of consultation and then because of the pressure that was on my head. So please, my own question is, in case of tomorrow, do you think against the oath, release my
I can't
findings?
tell you. Do I think what?
Okay, what is your recommendation? Do you think next time that's your recommendation for me. This thing next time I should go against the oath. I should just listen to
You should go.
recommendation.
You
The
should go against
consequence.
the. I can't hear you. You are going off and on. You should go against the what?
Okay, against the oath. The oath means if I happen to have published that report, there are a lot of students who would have been held by the school. Their graduation will have been at stake, and then their reputation and other things that I may not be able to know the extent of the effect of that report. So
Let me ask
your-
you a question. Let me ask you a question. You know, Nigerians, we are Nigerians, so we always answer questions with questions. So they weren't held by the school. Now you have released them into Nigeria. Hope when they stop you from having water and when they stop you from having good roads or good hospitals, you'll be able to live with yourself. Hmm?
I was scared. I don't want to be the reason why someone will not graduate.
That's not the question I asked you. I said, are you comfortable when they stop you from having good hospital, good roads, and security? Would you be okay with it? Those same people, will you be okay with it?
No.
Oh no, but you release them to us now. Since you refuse to release that information, you release them to us now.
Doesn't.
You are culpable because you've enabled corruption. That's being honest. That's the truth, except you want me to lie to you, but you've enabled corruption
This is serious.
because you didn't want. How is this serious? Wait, you think people that started stealing money in Nigeria, they started stealing when they entered the office? It's first SUG money they stole now. Some is not SUG, but they at least started small. Then they went to another level. Nobody held them. Then they started growing bigger, and their liver started growing bigger, and they started stealing more. So as you've left them in university now, and there's no repercussion, you have given them to us, Nigeria, to attack us. Hope you will be comfortable when they deny you security, hospital, good roads. Are you going to be comfortable with that?
I won't be comfortable.
Oh, but you're comfortable with them doing it in school now.
I wasn't comfortable neither. That's why I'm asking this question now. In case of
I know you are. No. I'm telling you why you are comfortable. You did not release the report, so you're comfortable. That's the honest truth. You can sugarcoat it, too. Whatever makes you sleep at night. But the truth is, you were comfortable and complicit in your actions.
I was complicit, Edie, but I don't think if I was comfortable.
That's not the point. History won't remember your emotional position. Come, do you know Anini's emotional state of mind? We all know him as Anini. Nobody knows his emotional state of mind. Whether he was stealing so that he'll feed his mother, that's not the point. Not the point.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Go and say no more. Ambassador Stanley Chukwuebuka, you have the mic.
Good evening, everyone. It's Chukwuemeka.
Chukwuemeka. So sorry for murdering.
Why are there so many voices going on?
Yeah, Miss Daniel AC Ekaya, kindly unmute.
Okay. I thought it was Ambassador Stanley. Speaking just now.
Yeah, his background noise was disrespectful.
Too much. Yes. No, why would you use the word? No. So just loud. Tell him to type his question, please.
Good evening, sir. I can go ahead.
Good evening. Go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah. Before I ask my question, I want to really appreciate the ED for this privilege of being in this college. This is the final lecture. Thank you for this opportunity. there was something you said that touched me a lot. That when in the class, that we shouldn't get, do we say, defeated by defeat. Let me just, you didn't say it exactly this way, but like we should pick up the pieces and move on, and we should actually plan for defeat while we are planning to, that's why we are processing. Yeah. So my question is, in Africa, we tend to be rather superstitious. So when you are planning your campaign, and you are planning for defeat, or you are helping someone to plan his campaign, you are planning for defeat, wouldn't it look like you are jinxing the person's chances? You are like a wizard in the house. I remember while I was in school, I ran for a post in the SUG, I lost, and that affected me for like 3 years. But the next time I came back, I learned from the lessons of the previous defeat. And I had more competitors this time around, and I pulled it off. That was then. So my question is, wouldn't it look like you are jinxing them with what you are doing? Then I have is it appeal or a request or a question to ask or inquiry? Can we get sorry sir, some of, I know we received the materials that was shared. Do we have the right to share from it with others, so that it will look like we are breaching copyright laws of the college, not for sale, like to share,
Yes, you can share it with others, but you cannot claim it as your own.
Yeah, okay, sir.
And secondly, Daniel,
yeah,
you asked me whether you were, how do I put it? You are jinxing by planning for defeat. Have you seen someone that? Have you read Art of War? Have you read The Art of War?
Is it by Clausewitz?
No, Art of War, Sun Tzu.
Okay, Sun Tzu, the Chinese guy. No, I picked some. I haven't read it in total. No, not at all.
The best generals are those who plan for defeat. Because when you plan for defeat, you take time to know your enemy. So if you're taking time to know your enemy, you're of course most prepared.
Okay.
You must plan for defeat. Anybody plans for defeat. You want to just go to war and hope you win? Are you joking? Why are you, Superman? Nah. Well, yeah, and you're right. Africans have these superstitions. No, God forbid, I cannot, whatever. I cannot
go down.
Sorry. Arsenal just scored. I won't lie. That's what I was looking at. I'll tell you the truth. So generally, you need to, we're superstitious. We always think if you say something, they'll say, God forbid. That's why Africans don't break any parameters, or they don't change anything, because they're always playing the God factor instead of giving to Caesar what is Caesar's. That's a problem. Thank you very much. Let's have Ambassador Stanley.
Yeah, I've asked him.
I've unmuted him.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity. Like I was saying, I would do myself a lot of disservice if I don't actually take out time to, first and foremost, thank you, especially for the very practical experiences gained in this class or the school itself. As you may be aware, sir, I was the presidential candidate for NNPP, and politics is something going through this school, I've realized truly that politics is something I more verbalize than act. So it's more of intentions and wishes and hopes, and not really, because I've had opportunities in the past, where community has called me to come and do something. I'm just like, I'm not interested. Let me pursue myself, which I don't know what can be more selfish, But one big lesson, son, I don't see talked much about, but I mean, I experienced it in the course of the election, is they need to have very solid party structure. I don't know, maybe, okay, so it dawned on me, for example, that President Bola Tinubu, as president as he is, can actually lose an election if the APC party structure is not behind him.
Yes.
So I never,
No. You need to understand this. It's
Yes,
not that he will lose an election. You are going too far. Bring your dreams back. It can even happen before then. He will lose a primaries if the party structure is not behind him.
it's awesome, sir. So for example, I have.
You even in March. Why do you think I tell you guys to go and? Why do you think I always sing go and join political parties, go and become a delegate? Why do you think I tell you that? Because that's the key. That's the first key to unscrewing Nigeria's problems politically. It is the first key. You want instead. So why should you wait for a bad candidate when you can stop the disease from happening? So if you join a political party, it's like taking immunization before the disease hits you. Why do you wait for the person to win a party ticket, then you want to treat it? Doesn't make sense.
Absolutely, sir. I'm saying this because, my own experience as the candidate of NMPP. And by the way, I have one of the best party chair persons, because I don't know that there are women, but Victor Emoye is, for me, is the guy. The NMPP party chairman is a person to be. And, in the course of the election, sir, I realized how he was interfacing with other political parties, before the election, all of that. And it dawned on me, sir, that I didn't have any dealings with any political party chairman because I'm a candidate, I'm not a party chairman. But, sir, I can tell you for free, if my party chairman was a criminal, and I use that word respectfully, he's not, absolutely. Sir, he could have sold the whole of my party. And some of us, of course, will have sold our votes, in a coalition without our, knowledge, or even without our, and so it dawned on me the power of political parties and the structure, and why you really need a good party structure to do whatever you do. And I'm, allow me again, sir, please, I'm wrapping up, to actually also use the opportunity to come, because when the elections happened, the platform, of course, was closed. I didn't have an opportunity to congratulate the winner of the election in good faith. I'm happy for her, and especially for, of course, my party member. I don't know, but sir, and I was trying to say this the last time we met, when we didn't have the opportunity. The relationships that have been formed in this cohort, I don't know about previous cohorts, but in my party, the relationships that have been formed, for me, is one of the biggest takeaways, and I really want to thank you and your team. Absolute learnings for me, and truly, I'm not going to lay back in the next election cycle, and that means now I'm starting now. In fact, as I speak with you, I'm already in touch with some of the political leaders in my place. Because, sir, Nigeria has to be delivered by action, not by words. And I thank you for that revival. And again, I thank all my party members. They are where they are, because now they are fantastic. They are fantastic. And thank you very much, sir. I really wish that we'll continue to have these interactions and at least do some checks here and there and know how we're doing. But this is a fantastic work you're doing. And you said something very important, replicating yourself. So one of you in the Senate may not be enough, like if you have 50 of you. And I'm sure in the next few years, that is going to happen. Thank you. God bless you. I am eternally.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much. I would say it's always an honor. It's always an honor. For me, I'm even surprised. Wait, where are the women in this class? Is this how you want to close people's cohort? Seriously? Seriously? You are looking for reserve seats. Let me tell you something. I don't want to tell you reserve seats is probably the most unintelligent idea ever backed by funders' money, but it's also massively complicated constitutionally. And I always call you people out to come out and have a conversation. It hurts me that I need to call you people out. It's really, really sad. There is nowhere in the comment section. I will not be reading comments. Do I look like a journalist? You ask your question, come out. You are there typing behind shades. When they don't give you position now, you are first to complain. You cannot dream leadership. Yeah, you people dream of boys buying you chocolates, you get it. You dream of boys buying you Range Rover, you get it. It's fine. Let me tell you one thing you cannot dream. Political power. Sorry, missed the goal. You cannot dream political power. You can't dream it. And it's not something you can BBL to. No offense, but it's not something you can BBL to. You have to us. No, you are here in a class, you have the opportunity, you have someone to learn from. No, you rather sit down in your covens. Men are holding us back. Hey. Okay, men are holding you back. How many of them are they political party? Zero. And this happened, and I was giving a speech at the National Women's Bar Conference. And they're just saying, want to say woman president, all of them hate themselves. You know me now, spoiler alert. People that hate Kune Lawal take the line. I just came out. I said, it would be great to see a female president. Yay! How many women are in political parties? Women filled in Civic Center Lagos. 6 women were in political parties. And I asked them, how do you want to be president? You say it's men that are holding you. You are not even there. Just like this class, you are not here. You are there. You are saying you are in the comments. Who even typed that you are in the comment section?
We have 2 handsome females option.
Oh, now they've appeared. So I have to call you to appear. Come on, man. You can do better than that now. You can do better than that now. And so, well, they can do better than that now. If I was on this Zoom now advertising skincare or what's the name of that Jaruma, that girl, you'll be there, all of you will be there. Cool. Now we'll fool the whole place, the holla. Oh, so because I'm not selling skincare, but my skin is fine. No, I'm not checking. My skin is fine. Isn't it fine? It is. So I have one cream that makes me look like this.
Electoral college oil. ECN oil.
Electoral college oil. ECN oil. Come and buy.
It has to be
Lisa,
organic.
please, good price.
Organic.
Is that
yes,
not
no
so?
deal. Now just small
Yeah.
drink I do.
Yeah.
We have a lady. We have a lady here now.
Okay, we have to know. So. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, Ivdi. Thank you all. Thank you. So I have 2 questions. My first question is, what are examples where automatic mandates can be given? I think you mentioned that in what a candidate is. And the second question is, there's some information that aren't readily available, especially made public, like statistical records. I think you mentioned about polling units. So if you're running for an office for the first time, how would you recommend getting such information?
Okay, if I get you right, the first question is what are automatic mandates? And those are situations in which you have what you have today as consensus, which is the party agreement, party hierarchy picks you for a position, or maybe in some situations which are quite funny, someone dies, then someone else, maybe his deputy, is picked to represent that particular position and run for it, like let's say local government chairman, etc. You get to speak to a governor. Those are what I was referring to when I used the word automatic candidates. Now, as regards polling unit stats and whatever, you might have to access INEC Abuja. Sometimes I'll tell you if it's, and I'll give you a big secret. So if you're looking for this information preceding an electoral year, not now when election has just finished, you get it for free. If it's during an election year, it's close to an election year, you will pay for it. I'm the one telling you, I know. It's not argument.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's the situation, but they will make you pay for it. They need to access database. They need to do this. They need to do that. They need to this. They need to that. They need to. Anyway, in the end, you pay for it. But this information is accessible. It's accessible. I can say you can pull an FOI to INEC, but the time is going to take you pulling an FOI, that's freedom of information. You will not get it. So it depends on how you want to run it. And thank you for being the first woman to take this take this long.
I
I
think
hope that before the end of today, we'll have at least 10 women. I think
Rashida.
Chinosoro raised her hand.
Rashida.
I think Chinosoro raised her hand twice.
Yeah, Rashida, kindly unmute. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I just wanted
Good
to
evening.
thank you. And I read that earlier, I just dropped it. And I wanted to ask that when you spoke about insecurity, security for while you're aspiring for position, you should ensure security of your family and your security as well. So I wanted to ask that how do you ensure that the location of your
Sorry,
family
second goal
members
for
are
us
not
now.
disclosed?
I'm just announcing second goal for us now. Yeah, back to it. How do I
And my
ensure? I'm
second
listening to
question,
you. I know your first question was how do
yeah,
you ensure? I didn't get that part. It went off.
so the location of your family members are not disclosed. Like it is not, they're not able to get it even if they find, even if they
No,
look
see,
for
see,
it.
see. You're complicating matters. The rest of your family is fine. It's your immediate family. In your case, let's say your husband and your kids. You need to think about. You understand? In my case, probably a wife and my kid. Do you get? You would
Yes.
need to. I'll tell you what I did at the time. I sent them out. That was what I did. The moment they attempted my life first time, I sent them out. That was what I did. You understand? You might not necessarily have to do that, but you will need to insulate them from the problems. You will need to insulate them from situations like, okay, let me give you an example. And I'm going to give a very a broad example, simple example. Hamza, okay, let me ask you a personal question. In case you're married or not, most people running for office, excitement of posting their children on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Twitter. You post your child's school uniform. That is already showing where your child can be kidnapped. You're aware, right? Hamza, are you there?
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, Rashida, I'm calling you Hamza. Let me call you Rashida. So you post that. That's dangerous. It was you that led them to them. True or false by posting that. I didn't say you did it. I'm just giving an example. That's one of the, and you're throwing them open to attack. Letting them know where your husband's office is, writing things publicly, talking. You try to keep your family out as much as possible. As much as possible. So that's how you insulate. So what's your second question, please? Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear
I
me?
can hear you.
Why do you guys just go quiet?
Yes, we can hear you.
We're expecting Rashida to
What of
respond.
Hamzat? Okay, Rashida to respond.
Okay, so I urge you.
Is it me or I can't hear?
Oh, she's not clear.
I thought you stopped speaking.
Let her type a question.
Okay, can I take the next person? Aka Patrick.
Yes, you can.
Patrick, kindly unmute, please.
Yeah. Good evening, Edie.
Good evening, Patrick.
Yeah, good evening, class. My question has to do with you talked about it earlier, and I think Rashidat just touched part of it in a way. Earlier, you talked about this insulating of families from the political process, that's by the political actors. Now, the question I want to ask is this: how do you reconcile that point with what we see in our country, where some politicians, top politicians, bring out their wives, their sons to contest elections, the House of Reps. You see some of them in
No,
the House
that
of
is no,
Reps.
that is
See them acting as first
that
ladies,
that is different.
running support groups.
Patrick,
Yes, sir.
can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Patrick, you can't bring those kind of conversations because when I was saying insulate your family, I was talking of a young a person running for office. They are politically exposed families that they already know all of them. I'll give you an example, the Erufais. They are politically exposed. Do you understand? Already, every one of them on Twitter, so they can use their sons, use their mothers, wives to run for office and etc. Even Tinubu's family is politically exposed from day one. So you can't compare yourself, that's you trying to be a candidate at this level, to someone like Tinubu or El-Rufai. They've put in averagely 20 something years in politics. Eventually, your family will get politically exposed if you continue winning positions and keep rising politically. But you can't now say, okay, because they are doing it, you too can do it. You cannot do it. You're not big enough yet. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand, ED. Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Okay then.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, sir. Electoral college. Thanks so much for the opportunity given to each and every one of us. I don't know if I'm audible.
Yes, clearly.
You are.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I don't know if it is possible we can have something like this, like concurrently, maybe the group chat remains, even though it's locked, and then once in a while you can have this kind of forum whereby you enlighten us the more, like not, I mean, let it not just be this is like the final class. Let there be consecutive sections like this, interaction, and then we ask questions as always. That's by the side. And again, thank you, sir.
Wait. Are you ready to play my groom price? No, it's
for
true
me,
now. Since people want to marry me, you can as well just pay my groom price. Because here's the conversation. I'm trying to raise the moment we finish 18th cohort, we're starting 19th cohort, we're going to 20th cohort. Except people want to pay my groom price and officially marry me. There are 17 other cohorts before you guys. I cannot split myself into so many numbers that I will be able to reach. But the electoral college from time to time does open events, which everybody from the court is invited and we can have this kind of conversations. So you won't be lost out. But that you have me to yourself, the 18th court, no, you guys are joking. That won't happen. Except even if you go to choir to pay my groom price, I'm sure they'll tell you there are a lot of people trying to pay that groom price right now. So thank you. Let's move on. What's the question, sir?
What if the 18th cohort decided to send an invitation to you, like to come and have a session with us?
It will be up to people like Lisa, and not Lisa exactly. Lisa is a big girl, but it will be up to my SC to decide whether my schedule allows it.
I think we already have a go.
You said you think I already?
We. I mean,
You don't have
I
a
think
go
we already
yet.
have a go. No problem. So,
Okay then. We look forward to it.
I don't know, but then I want to ask, it's a personal question. I really wish it's one-on-one, but then how do you handle the issue of courtism during your campaign? Attacks.
Jimmy, I can't hear him.
I'm saying that
Okay.
how do you handle the issue of courtism during your campaign?
You said? I didn't hear you.
How do you handle the issue of courtism during your campaign?
Cultism.
Yes. For instance, where I'm from, it's more like once you declare, then is an environment that is more exposed to courtism, and many a times there was a time I had a question as regards security, like
Where are you
police.
from?
And all.
Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm actually from Ondo State, but then
Where are you from?
I stayed in Edo State. I'm from Ondo State.
I know people that have run in Edo and Ondo that have supervised their campaigns and they are not in any court. So I don't understand
I'm
where
not
your
saying,
question is coming from. And
I'm not
besides,
saying you have to
I'm
be in
not
a
in
court.
any
I'm
court
saying
too.
that I'm saying, how do you? I know definitely it should part of the measures we need to put in place. This is part of the security we talks about. My point is, how do you put those particular set of people in check while planning for such a journey?
For me, I don't bother myself. Any threat to my campaign or any threat to my life is the same thing or whatever. But I never had an issue with courts. Never. Number one, if you're running for Senate, you're already attached, though I refused it, and which was one of the problems during my campaign. When you're running for Senate, you have two mobile policemen attached to you. I refused mine because I said if I needed security to walk around my people, it would mean that I wasn't worthy to lead them. So I always walked. I used to take strolls. My campaign office was in Wuse too, and I used to stroll from Wuse to that's almost opposite H Medics. I used to, if you know Wuse too, I used to stroll from Wuse to Bikers Club in Zone 4 which I stroll and talk with people and whatever. And I stroll to Bikers Club and whatever, and it's normal, perfectly normal. I used to do it every other day so that people don't think it's an or organized routine. I don't think I don't know how to answer such questions because I've seen people do things and all those things didn't come into play. So I just feel every threat to your campaign, you should be two steps ahead of it. That's what I think generally.
Yeah, ED, I have to take Rashida's second question. She
Yeah,
said,
go ahead.
how do you detect even your closest enemies during your aspiration? As there can be an enemy that is the most supportive on the surface but has bad intent in the long run.
Tell her, tell her that when she finds that out, please, she should tell me so that I can sell it to politicians. There's no way you're going to know. The honest truth about it is that just trust no one. You need to trust yourself alone. That's just what it is. Everybody has an agenda, has a plan, has whatever. So you need to be able to manage that. But saying that there's one written way which you would know who this is or who that is, it's not what you would call tenable, or it's not what you call practical to understanding how that would be actually.
Brian Omar, do you have the mic?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Edie, and thank you everybody for your wonderful journey throughout. I'm Ibrahim Omar from Bauchi State. Edie, thank you very much. My own is regarding the campaign trade because we went out for different campaigns and I saw a lot of campaign, both the Senate, the governorship, State House Assembly, and the local government elections. That's the chairmanship. Even of recent, there's a letter from our state INEC, BASIC, that the tenure of our local government chairmen is expiring soon. So it's a notification to them. So my own is during the 2023 general elections between the APC, that's the former Air Vice Marshal Baka Sadiq, and the current governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed Aura, they came to our local government, that's to local government. We went to a village one in Gumau, that's one village. So what I experienced is that there's a clash. I don't know, maybe the timetable of the campaign clash that the PDP, we have to become that's Kaura. We came and we finished our campaign, but the APC Air Marshal is coming. So I don't know, it's coincidentally what happened that the Emir, that's the Dakachi or the Emirate Palace Chiefdom, that was hijacked. That the government, that's the current governor Bala Mohammed, is threatening the emir that if he receive the APC, that's the incoming this in the palace, then he will have an issue in his title. So the emir was as in like no way to go, no escape. He's looking at his seat as a emir, and he's looking at he's for everybody. So any candidate that can't have to receive the candidate. But that one is on the ground, but we will notice it. So the emir was like very, very confused, and security were tight. That's one. How can we as growing young politicians, how can we manage if such incident happens to us? That's one. Two.
Wait. Manage from what perspective? Are you talking from the emir's perspective or from the Air Vice Marshal's perspective?
No, really, like it's treating the emirs on emirs is at the middle as a chief as
Emir is
the
at the
palace.
middle. Okay, so you are saying as the APC candidate, how will you manage it? Let's say you're running against the governor. Abi?
The governor is in PDP and he's going for second term. That's
I know the
2023.
governor. I know the governor is that's Bala Mohammed. And
Then
the Air Vice
the flag
Marshal
bearer
Sadiq
in
was in
APC.
APC. Abi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you are saying if you are Air Vice Marshal Sadiq, how will you handle it? Abi?
Yes.
Well, there's nothing you can do. You are running against a sitting governor. You know the powers of a governor. If I were him, I'll not visit the emir, but I'll send gifts to the emir just to greet him. I'll enter his chiefdom, do what I need to do, and go. That's the best way to handle it.
Okay.
Because you have to understand on behalf of the emir that is being threatened.
Okay. But the incident what happened is the vice marshal securities shooted because of the talks that were trying to block him to that place, and that lead to that the PDP used that against him in terms of campaigning against him. But that's the case. Thank you. I noticed your perspective. Then my second question about the NIN. That's a national identity card and the PVC campaign. Sorry, but I think it's a little bit out of the topic, but it's a privilege for me for you to be my president. I know the kind of money I will pay for you to listen to me, but you are giving us as free, so we will have to use it wisely so that we can benefit.
No, Ibrahim first, you are my namesake. Second, I was actually born in Nazareth. Then
Hey,
we
that's
can
nice.
continue this conversation. So,
Thank you very much.
so
Thank you very much. That means you are happily Bochi, happily. We'll give
okay,
you
if you want
indigenous.
to claim me, I agree. Zaria people won't agree because I grew up there very well.
We'll
Zaria
give you
people, that's
indigenous.
Yadaba.
That will back indigenous. We'll give you indigenous. No problem.
Nigeria,
So, sir, the NIN and PVC, most of our politicians now, during the NIN, will get an issue of capturing people to get the database of our people so that the politician or the leaders will know the actual people that if they contest, they will represent. So they keep quiet in terms of getting that data. But now when it comes to that their interest is involved in PVC, the whole our Bauchi state now is scattered. Sadiq, other candidates, let me just catch Bala, all the other state assembly contest, they were doing their posters, billboard, advertising, sponsoring for the INEC to come and capture the area they are interested. So, sir, as an experienced person, how can we navigate through as an advocate to see that we will align the advocacy of PVC data capturing with the NIN so that we can get the data of exactly people that we have so that we can hold the leaders accountable when it comes to leadership representation and division of democracy, because we don't have the resources now to do that NIN advocacy. So now they brought the resources for PVC.
you too, wait, you too, don't you have people that you can organize to go and register for PVC, people that you have influence on top over? To do your own quietly. It mustn't be always with poster now. Do your own quietly.
The issue is that the INEC office where the registered people, the register is within the center in the local governments, headquarter of the local government. You understand, sir? So people are in different places, so they have to have logistic. They have to have logistic, or the people from the INEC have to be given a space and a little bit something to come to the area where they will do the name capturing. The same thing with PVC. But now they are sponsoring for PVC because of their interest is there. So my own question is, how can we navigate to see that we have already made it in terms of to get the two data? Because we're not interested in the PVC. We are interested. We are interested, but passively, not actively like they need. Because we want to hold them accountable after if they won. So we said, this is data we have. Okay. This is type.
Ibro, number one, we're taking the class time. So let me make it very brief for you.
Okay,
I cannot answer that because that is more a question based on behavior of politicians than it is on the laws or the constitution or any other thing. So how do you want to beat them? You have to find a way. I don't know how you're going to do it, or maybe we can have a conversation outside this class. Do you understand? Then maybe we'll find a way. That will be best.
Okay, sir. Okay. No problem, sir. I will
Thank
chat
you.
one of the teams, sir.
Okay then.
Thank you. Thank you
Okay
very
then.
much. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, Shamsuddin, you have the mic now. Shamsuddin Ibrahim, madam.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for this chance and for the journey so far, sir. So my question is, how do you draw attention of an elected representative when he is not discharging his duties and he happens to be quite powerful without antagonizing? Yes, sir.
Shamsuddin, isn't it you're asking this question at the end of the course? Shamsuddin, have you been attending class? You've
Yes,
done
I
a
mean,
class on advocacy. You've done a class on a whole class on advocacy.
sir,
A whole class.
yes, sir, I've been attending
Well,
class. I
I would
think
advise you go and watch the YouTube. Goal! 3-3.
okay, sir, thank you.
Our new striker has scored finally. For the Arsenal
Congratulations.
fans, our new striker has scored finally. Yeah, that's why
Thank you,
we're
sir.
doing the move now.
Thank you.
3-0. Okay.
Justin Ode, you have the mic.
All right. Thank you so much, ED, and thank you all. I really appreciate. In fact, so much has been communicated of this training right from the beginning till now, and it's good that there will be opportunity for more personal interaction after this, so that we can also be able to throw in some questions and then get some detailed understanding as time goes on. So, but I just have some just few questions I wanted to ask, especially when it has to do with representation and then delegations, because as a political office leader, there are some things that needed to be done, and you cannot just do everything on your own. And what we've been hearing so far in this country for some time now is he is a good leader, but the people around him, they are bad people. They're not telling him the truth, and all of those sort of things coming in often from government, from one dispensation to another, just like that. So we assume that anybody that is in the office is good, but people around them, they are not good people. So how can you, because we are also rising to such kind of positions, and I see that this has been some kind of trend. How can we be able to handle such situation effectively to know who and who can effectively do what and what with truthfulness and with diligence, understanding the nature and the needs of Nigerians? And then secondly, recently I was in a talk with a friend who happened to be a lawyer, is in the judiciary sector. So from that conversation, I think this class actually gave me hope in Nigeria, even because after that conversation, it looks like the only thing Nigeria have to do to make a system work is before election, because after election, whatever happened, the judiciary, they are not in for the interest of the country, rather they are in for personal interest.
I have to stop here. I have to stop here. You don't say the judiciary are not interested in the need of the country. I think that's what this class was supposed to teach you guys. To stop thinking the way you think. But you guys you have refused. It's surprising. I've let you talk.
Before,
So I
not
do
now.
not think you should make that. Oh, okay. I didn't get that part then.
Yes, I saw it
Well,
before
go
when
ahead. I'm listening.
with a lawyer friend. That was what that was
Okay.
the
I didn't hear the before.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, so but now I've got to understand it better. As a matter of fact, from this class, I got to understand that it is very important that we get our own responsibility, even as citizens, not just as politicians, but as citizens. We get the responsibility right and in place. Once that is done, there will be no need for all of those battles that are done after election and the rest. So that is not really like a question. I just wanted to pour out my own system of transformation in that light. But the first one is a question that you should be able to give us a response to. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, ED, we have no other hands raised. And
Okay. Is Lisa still on the call?
yes, she is.
Lisa? Oh, yes, she is. Okay, she's apparently not available for conversation. Okay, this seems to be vested in me. Shamsu, can you hear me clearly?
Clearly,
Yes, sir.
clearly.
Okay, so it's been a privilege to have all of you. We are grateful that we've had all of you. We're also it's been a long journey. It's been transformative one. It's also been a told them one. First, I'd like to thank the team of the Electoral College, most especially the DED, that's Lishaomi Bello, Jessica, head of moderators, Tolu, manager of cohorts, Talia, deputy head of operations, Sakina, head of operations, all the moderators, SSA, the king himself, Peace Dukas, Adeshola, and the entire crew that made everything possible. We've done this for the 18th time successfully. Tomorrow is your graduation. There might be a limitation on the Zoom. I've tried to correct it, but I think it's a card issue. I'm not sure whether that will expand. So if you can't be on the live Zoom, you would have to join on the
It is off the call.
Oh, okay. So I think what Izzy was trying to say is if members can join the live Zoom tomorrow,
Yes,
you
it's
can
back.
directly from YouTube.
Yeah,
Welcome.
so I'm here.
Yeah.
So what I was saying was that if you can't join live call tomorrow, you can watch via YouTube. Yeah, the list of the graduating students will be posted in the group or pasted in the group. All your efforts, we beg you to come to class. Tomorrow is going to be the crown of everything that we've done. Tomorrow, this is not my last speech, but I think I have a speech somewhere tomorrow. But it's my last interface as facilitator to you. Next, we become friends. We become partners in the project Nigeria. I'm always available. I would always help if I can, within strength too. With your political careers, with advice, with whatever. My number is easy to access, and I'm a very accessible person. Tomorrow, a lot of you become associates. Some of you will not become associates. I think what's most critical to learn is that at least you went through something and we're a family together. So I'd like to thank everyone. Let me join my Arsenal match. We're leading 3-0. Our new striker has scored. All the haters here from Man U and Chelsea, that team that will never move forward in London. And Man City that doesn't have sense. And Liverpool that has been cheating us up and down. Score 4-0. You see, there's something about the class of us now. I don't know. 4-0. Anyway, you guys have a lovely day. Please let me go and enjoy myself. My team is causing havoc anyhow. So thanks everyone. It's always a pleasure, having a conversation with you guys.
Enjoy the Netflix season, sir.
You say?
Enjoy the Netflix season.
The next what?
The Netflix season, sir.
SSA, don't allow us fight too. Don't allow us fight here. Okay then, guys, thank you very much. Do have a lovely weekend ahead. Take care. Look forward to seeing you at the graduation.
Guys, tomorrow, all the best to the prospective graduates. Bye.